Yeah, I was born in Burundi, and I was part of family with five children, mom and dad. I had 4 brothers and 1 sister. I lost my parents when I was 9 years old, back in '93, when the war started between the Hutu and the Tutsi. We fled my home because the neighbors who we knew were of Hutu came to look for my father, asking, you're the ones who killed our president, so they wanted to execute him. So my parents started calling our names and telling us to hide. But because my mom had 3 of my brothers, she would hold them tight, but it was too late. We saw them being killed, their head being killed. And, my dad started saying, run, don't come out, run. And when we run to a church, and that's when, we asked the neighbors what happened to our parents, and then that's when they said, we saw your parents' bodies outside, they're all dead. So we spent years 3-4 years in a refugee camp inside Burundi, and at one point the priest that saw us felt sorry for us, and then he actually asked the Red Cross if he could take us abroad so that we could escape what was going on, because we were just so young. We were just living really in a bad place for years, and we end up coming to England in 2000. We claim asylum. My sister was granted, she's a British national, but my application was denied. And it has been really a bad experience, because I have got trauma. I feel traumatized, and the idea of being told that I am going back to Burundi is really, really difficult for me to accept, because I feel at home when I am here. I don't have nothing left in Burundi. I am terrified, because I'm terrified of actually seeing someone called the Hutu, because when I see a Hutu, I just see them people that killed my parents. And I was quite young, I wasn't quite ready to face the world without my parents. When we came, since we've been here for almost 10 years, we have settled into the British society. We have studied, went to universities, went to college, and tried our best to try to make a proper life, me and my sister. And we have managed to have other Burundian friends that are in the same situation as us, from a Tutsi minority. And we kind of formed a small community of 20 Burundian people. We're not many, but we kind of, I feel they are my family, because we kind of been through the same thing. And I kind of feel victimized, because I feel why I'm being told to go back when the others, they're all, British national, and I'm being told you're going. And I've gone in my sister. So, me and my sister, we see England as our home. We have got nothing, we don't feel connected, or we don't have any ties. Even though we were born in Burundi, we don't feel anything. We don't even know where our parents' bodies are. What has happened is the immigration or the UK BA believe that in Burundi there is a ceasefire, that there was some election in 2010 that went peacefully, that that I should be sent back, that I do not have a family life in United Kingdom, that I should be able to resettle back to Burundi. But what I do not agree, the reason why I feel that is not the correct way of approaching my case is because I've been here for 10 years. I came here as an underage, 16 years old. I've made England my home. My sister is a British national. She told the immigration she has no intention of ever going back. The immigration are saying that that even if my sister refused to go, we will be able to to stay in touch by other means of communicating. And what I'm saying to immigration on that is, it's impossible for me to stay in touch with my sister. I won't be able to see her physically, and the fact that I'm actually homosexual, I would be persecuted. I would definitely be put in a prison, and I will never see my sister again. So at the moment, I'm waiting to hear from the court in terms of my appeal. I have been depressed for many years, and it's mainly to do with the fact that my immigration issues were not being listened to by the immigration authorities of this country. That, they were saying things that are not true, and whenever I'm trying to get in touch with them, they weren't doing anything to help me. So obviously that, combined with the fact that I'm scared of going back to a country where I haven't been in 10, 11 years, that triggered the trauma that I experienced. Since 2008, I haven't been able to sleep properly. It's kind of been really a nightmare, because my sister is worried. She's just worried that I'm the only family left that she's got, and I am worried of going back, because when I think about going back or being told I'm going to be sent back, I have got a trauma. I was traumatized losing my parents at such a young age, and if it wasn't for my sister being around, I think I wouldn't have never made it. I think I would have been dead by now. So it's because of her that I'm still standing here. Without her, I cannot function, and that is what is worrying me, because once I'm sent back, it's 100% sure that I'm not going to see her again. That will be the end of it, and that is worrying me every day. It's worrying me every day. I don't sleep. I try to eat. I try to everything, but it is constantly there. The trauma, the thought of hearing my parents' voices, crying, and suddenly nothing. It's awful. It is awful. For 3 years, it's such a long time, and that obviously that's what has made me depressed. I'm still on a medication even now, and I've told the medical staff in this detention, they constantly keep an eye on me, because they worried that I might do something to harm myself. Because they worry that I might kill myself, or I might do something to take my own life. But those medications are helping me, and I'm hoping that one day I'll come out of this place, and hopefully I'll get my stay in this country, because I've got nowhere else to go. The most worrying things I can to witness here is the fact that I see a lot of people being deported and to countries where it's not safe, and the immigration seems to not care, and that worries me, because every day I'm thinking it could be next. I could be next. I could be the next one on the flight. I could be, because some of them, they actually remove them by force, and it worries me, because I'm not quite a strong guy. I'm quite someone with a tiny frame. So I worry. I do worry about this. I do worry I could be next time, and they could decide that you're going, and it is definitely something that worries me every day. Just being deported. It's awful.